Hey, so welcome. So tonight we're going to talk about the new moon and why it's so important to know these four aspects of your life: values, identity, purpose, and vision. And how do they work with the new moon energy? So this evening we're going to go over the different phases of the moon, what they mean to us, using the new moon for vision casting, our values, why they're important to know, our identity, our purpose, and our vision, and then what's next after that. Who am I? I'm a CYT 500 yoga instructor. I've been teaching yoga for over 20 years, which seems like unbelievable. I'm also a Yoga to Life coach, a yoga psychology coach, a boat captain, and an author. I am the creator of the Yoga on Board book and DVD, the Healthy Cruising seminars and column. I work with Latitudes and Attitudes magazine. I also have the Yoga to Life online studio and Kim Has Yoga. Personally, I'm a mom, Nana, sailor, seeker, water lover, earth mama, fire wisdom, and moon goddess. Yes. It's all about me. It's all you need to know. All right, so the moon phases. There's four phases to the moon cycle. We have just entering, with today being the new moon, we have just completed the into the darkness phase. This is that week preceding the new moon. This is when we really want to focus on rest, reflection, meditation, journaling, what's worked, what didn't work, all of that stuff that's going on, either in a cyclical basis or a seasonal basis. So beginning tomorrow, we're entering the phase of emergence. And this is the phase where we want to plan, we want to prepare, we want to get everything set up. So come the following week, the week preceding the full moon, which is called the rhythm of success, this is when we take that action. We move forward, we do what we got to do, and then during the week of emission is a week of completion. This is a week where we either want to end projects or get our projects into a place where they can take a pause. Because then the following week, we begin the cycle all over again, moving into the darkness where we rest, we reflect, we see what worked, what didn't work in the past cycle, and the cycle goes on. We can also apply these same exact phases to the seasons in the year. So right now we just came out of into the darkness before the winter solstice, and now we're in that planning and preparation stage of emergence, which is why it's time to set those intentions. People make their resolutions. We get all our goals and everything set up for the upcoming year. And this is kind of what we're going to be talking about now and why we're talking about it now. So far from being a remote satellite, the moon has real, everyday effects on our planet and the creatures that live here, including us humans. We are, the moon affects our sleep, it affects our energy levels, it affects our focus, it affects our moods, it affects everything about us as humans. And why and how does it do this? Why is the moon so powerful, and how does it affect us so grandly? There's three specific reasons. I was reading in this this article by this biophysicist Johann Fischen. There's three reasons why the moon affects us so powerfully. The moonlight, which isn't as much of as an effect right now with anyone that lives within a city, because we've got so much external lighting that affects us more, and a lot of us might have, darkening shades or whatever, so that isn't as much as a force. There are the magnetic forces of the moon, which is, as I was researching this, it's too big for me to even remotely try to explain it and how it affects our cells and everything. But the gravitational pull, which is what I really wanted to focus on tonight, and this quote really just kind of sums it up. The volume of water molecules, even if it is in the nano range, will respond to any tiny gravitational change. As a consequence, there will be movement of water molecules through water channels, meaning water will move from inside the cell towards the outside or vice versa, depending on the direction of the gravitational force. And this could have an effect on the whole organism. So, knowing that the human body is made up of 75% or more of water, this is the main reason why and how the moon can affect us so drastically. If you can imagine, our bodies are like the tides. And if you know the tides and that gravitational force, and it depending on where you are in the world, if you're, on either end of the North or South Pole, that tide is huge, a lot of gravitational force there. And as you get closer to the equator, there's hardly any tide, if any tide at all. And so this is why the moon is so important to understand and utilize in our lives, because it really does affect us on a biological level. So why use the new moon for manifesting our vision? So the new moon signifies the start of a new cycle. It's the time to formulate new intentions and reevaluate our existing ones. This is that state of going into that space or that phase of emergence. This is a lower energy phase. We want to give ourselves lots of rest and give your space time to connect with your true purpose, your passion, and your mission. And again, most of this is that time preceding the new moon into the darkness phase. It's a time to meditate, journal, get back to nature, really connect with nature, get outside as much as possible. Because when you allow yourself to do this, this is going to enable you to set your intentions, which are aligned with your authentic self. Our new moon today is in Capricorn, and that also kind of affects a little bit about where it is, where that new moon is in the sky. And tonight's new moon is all about trusting your own inner guidance. So using that new moon energy, it's kind of like planting a seed. So we use the energy of the waxing or the growing moon, which supports the intention in its growth to maturity. So if you've ever felt lost, do you wonder what was happened to your life? If you ever look back and it's like, wow, the last 20 years are just gone. What have I done with my life? Are you not sure what direction you're headed now? Do you allow life to life you? And this happens to so many people. And living an intentional life can change all of that. So this is where we get into looking at what our vision is and identifying and uncovering our values, our identity, and our purpose. This is the V.I.P to vision. And the values, identity, and purpose, you'll notice, are on the bottom of this screen. And this is done intentionally because they are the foundation of our vision. Without knowing what our values are, who we are, what we stand for, who we are, and what our purpose is, why we're here, we're not going to be able to have a real clear vision. So looking at our values, what you stand for. Many times people take values for granted, assuming they know exactly what their values are. We all have our cultural values, our 10 commandments, the yamas and the niyamas, and those are great values. And yes, most of us stand by those. But knowing your personal values, what's really, really important to you, makes all the difference in the world. And when I first started studying this and doing this work, when I actually did some exercises to uncover what my values are today, because our values shift and change through the years, they ebb and flow just like the tides. I was amazed at what I came up with, and what I came up with changed everything about how I'm looking at my future. So, why is it important to know your values? Gandhi says it best: your beliefs become your thoughts become your words become your actions become your habits become your values, and your values become your destiny. So, our values are really important because they help us to grow and develop. We want to know our values so we can help us. They support us in creating the future that we want to experience. We don't just let life happen to us, we create our own future. And all the decisions we make are reflections of our values and beliefs. Our values are directing us towards a specific purpose. So when we're aware of our values and our attitudes, it's important because it helps us to identify why we're doing what we're doing. It identifies, we can help identify with the consequences of our actions. The core values are what support our vision. And identity, the second of the third pillar of our vision. Who are you? Why is it important to know who we are? Identity also helps us to make decisions and to know how to behave. Knowing who you are is the first step in reaching your potential. For instance, you can decide what you want to become when you know what you are capable of doing. And you can test your limits along that way. When you're self aware, when you know who you are, you will continuously learn more and more about yourself, again, supporting you in making firm decisions. So Aristotle says, knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. To truly know yourself is the most important skill you can ever possess. When you know who you are, you know what you need to do. Instead of looking for permission from others to do what you already know you ought to do, so what is identity exactly? What does it mean? So identity are the qualities, beliefs, personality, looks, expressions, all of that comes together to make up a person. This is our self-image, the mental model of ourselves. Our self-esteem, our individuality, all stems from knowing who we are. Yes, identity is based on positive traits, but it is also based on negative traits. It's the combination of the things that we do. It's your talents, it's your strengths, it's your passions, it's your shadow, all of the above. It's what you love, it's what you care about. So you can see how important it is knowing what your values are and your identity in deciding your vision or seeing that vision, knowing that vision. And the third pillar that is the foundation under our vision is your purpose. So why are you here? It's really important to know your sense of purpose, not only to add meaning to your life, but it also helps when things go wrong because it allows you to place events into a different perspective, a larger perspective. And then you can refocus on the things that are meaningful to you and move ahead and enjoy life instead of letting negative events drag you down. Finding your purpose is the key to living your best life. So many times we humans become so enraptured by our daily activity, engagements, goals, and so forth, and our awareness of our own unique life purpose is easily dimmed. When that happens, that's because your true inner self knows that your life purpose is out of sync with your outer life. So keeping our outer life and our inner life, that purpose in sync, moves us forward easily and propels us towards our vision. And purpose has everything to do with our passion. So when we're looking for our purpose, we can ask, what am I passionate about? Your purpose is the why behind your actions. Why do you do the things you do? And vision, where are you going? Knowing your vision creates the energy and the will to make it happen. It inspires you to commit. A vision is your practical guide for creating plans, setting goals, objectives, making decisions, and coordinating and evaluating all the work on any project, any intention. Just speaking of intentions, what is the difference between a vision and an intention? So we can go back to a purpose keeps you focused on why you exist. The vision aligns you with your intention. So the vision is bigger than the intention. And then our mission empowers us to accomplish that. So when we have all of these falling into place, we're inspired and motivated to make things happen. So for example, and this is my life, actually my past life, and it's still a little bit of my present life. So my vision is to travel and explore all over the world without the hassle of traveling. It's like the idea of flying places and staying in hotels and hauling luggage and all of that stuff does not appeal to me. But the idea of experiencing cultures and new places very much it means a lot to me. That's my vision. And so my intention to make that vision happen, my intention is to, again, buy a boat that I live on or an RV to live in so I can travel without the hassle. Every day, wake up in your own bed. Yes, I've done both. I've cruised on a boat and I lived in an RV for a couple of years. I was on a boat for 2 or 3 years and in the RV for 2 or 3 years. And it was so amazing. And I really would like to get back to that. So my mission then is to do whatever it takes every single day to make that happen. So you can see the difference between the vision, the intention, and the mission, right? So on Saturday, January 30th, I am offering a VIP Vision Intensive. It's going to be a 6-hour program, and there will be breaks in there and stuff for food and potty breaks and everything. That we will get down and get dirty and identify. It's going to be a workshop, an intensive workshop where you're going to be doing a lot of work to uncover and disclose your values, your identity, and your purpose, leading to your vision. This is going to offer you clarity in your life, focus in your life, and quite honestly, more ease in your life. When you know all these, when you know where you're going, what path you're on, it's like you can just move in that direction with ease. And you know where you're going. You're not just floundering around. And the weekend following that, I'm offering the Manifest Your Vision Intensive, which is the perfect follow-up. I don't even know why I offer it in two separate things. It should just be one program. We will take that vision that you created on the first Saturday, and then we're going to break it down and create the map, if you will, for achieving that vision, achieving that desire. So we will talk about clear intention, aligned action, desired results, what happens when you don't get the desired results, and how we get to reflect and adapt and shift and change. And under the aligned action, that part is a huge part because there's a lot of adaptation and evaluating, is this working, is this system working? Okay, I feel like I've gotten off the trail here. Let's back up, re-identify, make sure our intention is clear, and then check our commitment levels. How committed are we? So there's a lot we're going to do in there, and you're actually going to take that vision and create your map to achieve it. So I'm offering each one for $88 each, or both of them for $150. And if you are a Yoga to Life Studio member, it is 50% off of that. So that would be $75 for both intensives for both weekends. And yeah, it's pretty exciting stuff.